Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the very first chapter of Class 10 History, the rise of nationalism in Europe. You may find on the very first page there is a painting done by Frederic Soro, a French artist in 1848, in which he tried to visualize the whole world as a democratic social republic. Actually, at that time it was a utopian vision in which the countries are grouped together as a nation, having distinct flag, having distinct costumes, and they are moving through the Statue of Liberty. And this procession was led by the USA, followed by Switzerland, then France, and then Germany. One interesting fact is that by 1848, Germany was not a nation, but he visualized. Actually, at that time, there was a Frankfurt Parliament which tried to create a united German nation, but it failed. But that is why the painter had made Germany as a nation state. Now, what do you mean by nation state? In a modern term, there is a two term, nation and the state. It is related with the people and the state related with the government. So, it nation state is referred to a fixed defined territory having sovereign government in which the people are bound together by commonness of their culture, their language, their heritage, or even the struggle of the people and their leaders, especially for the case of colonial country like India, who were bound together against the imperialistic power. And the first country in the world who had first clear expression of nationalism was the French Revolution, in which the people politically, constitutionally changed the system. The system changed from monarchy to a body of citizens. Now the question is, which oftenly asked by the CBSE, uh, what were the measures and practices adopted by French revolutionary to develop a sense of belonging, a sense of French nationalism? Actually, nationalism means what? A sense of we feeling, a sense of oneness, a sense of belongingness. So, how the French revolutionary promoted this feeling? There are so many points. First, they developed the concept of or the ideas of la patrie and les citoyens. La patrie means the fatherland. France is the fatherland. Les citoyens means everybody is citizen and citizen is equal before the law. A new French tricolor flag was created. And the States General, which was earlier the parliament, comprised of three chambers, was declared as a national assembly. A uniform centralized administration system was put into practice, which formulated uniform laws for all citizens within the territory. At the same time, all the internal custom duties and dues which were varied one, were abolished. Uniform system of weight and measurement was introduced. Regional dialects were discouraged. Instead, French became the language of the nations. So, these were the measures and practices which brought commonness among the people of France. They realized that this country belongs to the French people. So, it was the first clear expression of nationalism. This French Revolution was. But their role did not limited to the France. The French revolutionaries played crucial role for the promotion of nationalism in Europe also. Now how this uh, French revolutionary promoted nationalism in Europe? First, the French revolutionary declared its mission to abolish absolute government of Europe and freed them from these dictatorial government. First, second, the in the different cities of Europe, the Jacobin clubs, which was formed during the time of French Revolution, had been set up. Even one of the ruler of our country, Tipu Sultan, he was also member of the Jacobin club. He was inspired by the French Revolution. He even uh, planted a tree of liberty at Seringpatnam. So you can imagine the impact of French Revolution even beyond the territory of France. So this Jacobin club, who set up in different cities of Europe, they prepared the groundwork for the spread of French revolutionary idea in this country. And the French armies, they started moving to these countries. And these Jacobin clubs, they started welcoming French armies in their own countries. So the the purpose of French army was to carry the nationalist idea abroad, and wherever they occupied, for example, they occupied Germany, which was divided into over 300 states. Its map was simplified by the Napoleon, who led the French army, and it reduced to over 30. Similarly, Italy is a small state over, and it was divided into more than 30 states, which further reduced. So this man, the French army under the leadership of Napoleon, they simplified the political map of Europe. At the same time, they simplified the administrative system. And one interesting thing Napoleon did was introduction of Napoleonic Code. It was introduced in 1804, that is known as Napoleonic Code or the Civil Code of 1804. By this code, the privileges based on the birth was abolished. EBL, equality before law, was ensured, and right to private property was secured. Napoleon further simplified the administrative divisions. He abolished the feudal system and freed the peasants from serfdom, which was welcomed everywhere. These were the revolutionary measures which people of Europe looking for was implemented by Napoleon. So people were eagerly looking towards France and its leader, this man, he removed so many restrictions. There were guilds restrictions in the towns that was removed. Transport and communication system get improved. Peasants, artisans, workers, new businessmen, now they enjoyed freedom. They started enjoying the formation of uniform laws, which was not earlier uniform. That was a hurdle for the growth of economy, expansion of market, growth of trade. So people welcome. Even the currency get reduced in different countries. Now another question is that the movement of French army under Napoleon in different countries of Europe had mixed reaction. Why it is called mixed reaction? Because somewhere it was welcome, somewhere it was opposed. Welcome when initially at many places like Holland, Switzerland, people welcome the French army because they were harbinger of liberty. They started bringing the revolutionary features in their country. But those initial enthusiasm very soon turned into hostility because some of the act of Napoleon outweigh the positive sides of French Revolutionary Act which he did in those countries. For example, in this new administrative arrangements, the freedom of there was a censorship. The freedom was restricted. The political freedom people did not get along with the administrative freedom. There was increased taxation. People faced censorship. There was forced conscription in the army. So, whatever good thing did by Napoleon that outweighed the advantages of administrative changes, and that is why it is called that the French army who moved to the different countries of Europe had faced mixed reaction. Thank you. We will discuss in the next chapter about the rest thing. Okay, bye.